Okay, here we go. And we have another episode of the Financial Intelligence Mindset podcast for you. We've been giving you a few guests in the last few episodes. Had guests from the UK, had guests over from America. And I got a very special guest today, all the way from Canada. His name is Gaurang Patel. And Gurang obviously has a background over in IT, and he's originally from India. But he realized that he wanted to make more money. And he thought, maybe my job can help me, but if I open my own business, it's going to get me there. So what did Gurang did? Gurang then went and set up himself as a financial educator. And it just goes to show you, right, the law of attraction. Because I met Gurang on social media since I started putting myself out there more. I have my own Facebook group, which you can join. It's called Financial Intelligence and Business Growth. And then Gurang is a member of that as well. And now he's here today to talk to us about his journey. Wow, Gurang, welcome to the Financial Intelligence Mindset podcast. So the first question, Gurang, I want to ask you, right, just to tell us about your journey, man, coming from India to Canada, how was the journey, man? I mean, like in terms of your goals, have you achieved your goals, and what has been, some of the defining moments in you achieving your goals?
As you mentioned that I'm from India, right? I grew up in India. I lived in India for like 25 years. I did my engineering in electronics in India, and then I came to Canada in like 2012 as an international student, right? And I graduated in 2013. But and after graduating, I had a hard time finding a job in Canada, right? So I did, any job at coffee shop, and the retailer to get my permanent residence. Right, I got my permanent residence, right, and then I studied one more time in my field, which is IT. Of course, I studied in IT, and I landed with a job in like Xerox company. You must know like the Xerox printer. I landed a job with that. I worked there 10 months. I moved to Vancouver after that, because after working 10 months with Xerox, I got a job with Canon, right? And due to COVID, I lost my job with Canon, right? And then I got one. I got one more job, right? And while I was changing the job, I interviewed myself. This is what I want to do for my entire life. And if I do this, how can I grow in this job? Because I cannot make more salary than my manager or my supervisor, right? In this, when you are an employee, you cannot make more money than your seniors, right?
Yeah, not typically, yeah.
Yeah, so, and I don't want that. I want to make more money than my seniors. I want to show them I can make even more money than you, right? So, and while I was thinking that, one of my friends brought me this idea of joining his company, right? Okay. That provide financial education, right? Basic financial concept that banks never provide you to the normal people, right? So that idea, I like that idea, and I jumped into that business as a part-time, right? And I got my license and everything, and now I have a team of 7 people. Wow. And now my ultimate target gonna be, I want to make team of like 200 people, right? Because 7 is nothing. 7 is nothing in my business, right? Yeah, because because the highest, the man who is earning highest, he has 2,000 people under his agent code, right? 2,000, and he's making $9 million. That's my target.
How much you making?
$9 million a year.
Wow, I love it.
And out of 9 million, he's just making 4 million as a passive income. He doesn't have to work like physically.
Cool. Right? So I love your passion, man. So I love what you said, right? I love what you said. You came from India. Then you went over to Canada, you were doing some IT jobs, but you always know that you wanted more, right? I think our story resonates. And I think the fact that we've connected, like on social media, I don't think it's by chance. I do believe in energy, and the universe connects people for different reasons, Yeah. And, our story is kind of similar. I came to the UK to study, and I used to have to work. My first job paid me £3.30 an hour. If they could have paid me less, they'd have paid me less, right? Yeah, exactly. And it just goes to show that now here you are, you have your own business, man. You got your own business. Let me ask you a question, because this is called the financial intelligence mindset, right? What kind of mindset shift did you have to make in going from employee to business owner and having a team of 7?
if you ask me about that mindset, after coming to Canada in a year or two, I realized that you cannot make money being an employee, because even if you make like $100,000 as an employee, you almost pay $45,000 as in tax, right? So business is the only way so that you can save income tax. So basically, you can show the expense towards the business and you can save taxes on your money, right? So I thought, I mean, early in 1 or 2 years, I knew that I want to do business, because there is no way you can make money in Canada being an employee. People say you can make like money, but I don't think so. But I have right now, even I have few ideas. So I want to open a restaurant. I want to open a restaurant here on the bus, which is moving inside the roads. Scenic road for 2 hours and provide them a dinner.
Okay.
But there won't be any alcohol, because government of Canada doesn't allow any alcohol.
Oh, for bus, is it for bus drivers?
Yeah, like double-decker bus as you have in London and all, right? The open rooftop.
I got it. So when they make on the stop, when the bus drivers stop for refreshments, you want to have a shop for them? Is that correct?
No, it's just like a dinner service. Dinner service for 2 hours. 2 hours trip. During that 2 hours, we serve dinner.
Oh, I know what you mean. Oh, like the open top bus, like the open top bus.
Oh yeah. Open roof. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of it. So that's what my idea is. But that involves a lot of legal restriction as well. So, but for that, I want to make some capital first, and then.
Yeah, man. If you can think it, you can do it, right?
Yeah,
if you can think it, you can do it.
Yeah.
So, man, that's really incredible. So you realize that as an employee, you realize that you're probably not going to make the kind of money you want to make. Now, look, I personally believe that employees can make good money, but you have to go up. You have to go up, up to exec level, to CXO level, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So you cannot make money, but even though if you go up, you cannot make money than your CEO, right, of the company.
Yeah, but you can still make good money. I mean, personally speaking, I think this is just my own view. I think sometimes running your own business comes with challenges, right? So ultimately, people have to know what they want. But I agree, there are massive tax advantages from being your own business owner versus an employee.
Yeah,
I agree.
Ray, what I must tell you, what the good thing about my business is, I can work flexible hours. I can when I do job, right? For example, if I'm doing 9 to 5 job, right, 8 hours, I cannot put that and any hour during those 8 hours towards my family, right? But what the good thing about my business is, I can work from comfort of my home. I mean, because nowadays people, as we are using Zoom, I meet people online to tell them what I do and to educate them financially, and I provide them all the services that they need without any cost to them, right? So basically, all the companies that we deal with, they pay us. My client doesn't pay any money, so it's good for them. So it's good for them. They are getting good services for without any money. I'm happy that I'm getting good pay, because financial industry is the highest paid industry in North America, and companies with which we deal, they are happy because I help them to open up the new account with them, right? So it's always a win-win situation. Yeah.
So tell us more about your business. So you're more like a broker, is that correct? Are you the middleman?
No. I'm direct broker. No. I mean, we are partnered with 77 companies right here in Canada. That includes insurance company, investment companies, and the banks, right? So I guess you must have heard something called TFSA, tax-free savings account. Canada has it, right?
Yeah.
So we don't force our client to open that account with particular banks, right? They can have an account with any banks they want. But what we do, we just because when they have an account, for example, RRSP or RESP, they don't know how much interest they are getting on their money. And government of Canada invests those money into GIC. That's called Guaranteed Investment Certificate, right? In which they can get a maximum up to 2% rate of return, right? But we educate them to invest that money with principal guarantee so that they can get a return of 20 up to 2025. Because right now we have a segregated SEC fund that's called the US DAC index. So the current return is 41.5% with
Wow,
principal
wow.
guarantee. Yeah.
An index fund, is that correct?
Sorry?
Is that an index fund?
Yeah, it's US DAC index.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the return on that is 45% for the year?
41.5 till date. And if you want to invest for 1 year, it's 41%. And if you want to invest for 10 years, it's 20%. Over 10 years, it's average is 20%. If you take a look.
And is that guaranteed?
Yes, it's a SEC fund, right? It has a principal guarantee as well. If you invest your money in mutual fund, you don't have any principal guarantee. Let's say if market goes down.
Yeah, I understand.
Your
I mean, they're
gone,
guaranteed
right?
funds. I know, I understand. I mean, so what we're saying here, guys, is for people listening who don't understand what the hell we're talking about, there are different kind of funds that you can invest your money in. You can invest in certain funds, even where your income is guaranteed.
Exactly.
And some of those funds actually even protect you. There are funds that actually give you protection from insurance products, and it also gives you a return as well because you're investing into an insurance product.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what we provide solution to, right? Because what people think about insurance, that they have to buy it, they have to pay money, and they have to die to access their money, right? But we do not encourage that kind of insurance, right? Instead, we encourage insurance in which they have a protection. They have a savings account in the insurance as well, and they can invest that money into the fund that I just told you, right?
Yeah. Endowment plan, is it?
And the good thing about that insurance plan is they can withdraw their money while they are alive. They don't have to die to access their money.
Yeah. So what kind of plan is it called?
It's called Universal Life, and basically I call that a wealth account for the family, because and if you have a kid, and if you get that plan for your kid have like at least $4 million at the time of retirement to use.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. There's so much stuff, man. Financial education is so powerful. Let me ask you a question, man. So coming from India, you came to study, what has been some of the biggest kind of money challenges you've had in terms of has there been ever a point where you never had any money at all?
Yes, that happened to me. It's kind of bad story for me. Actually, I have a disease called neurosarcoidosis. I guess you might not have heard of it.
Neuro what?
Sarcoidosis. It's an autoimmune disease that happens 1 in a million.
Okay.
And that's a common disease in North America, right? So in that in that disease, what happens? Any organ of my body will fail temporarily. It go like in zigzag pattern.
Oh my God! Sorry,
so
man.
When it's on a peak, any organ of my body will fail temporarily, stop working. So in my case, my tongue just stood still, so I couldn't speak anything for like 2-3 hours.
Okay.
Right. In order to speak, your tongue has to move, right?
What? So that happens all now sometimes?
No. It happened in the past, and because of that, I couldn't work for 2 months.
Okay.
And I had a debt of like $10,000 on my head, right? And my wife came to Canada, and after my wife came in, now we are in a good shape. We bought a house of $700,000, and we are in a good shape now, right? But still,
I like it, man. So tell us about that journey, because there are people listening to this, right? This podcast is listening in America, is listening in Canada, is listening in America, is listening in over 30 countries. There are people listening in Africa. So someone listening to this podcast right now, and they haven't got any money at all. They haven't got no money at all. Can you talk them through how they can go about to start getting some money by using the power of their mind?
I just want to say one thing. Basically, self-talk is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you talk to yourself, never demoralize yourself. I mean, always talk positive thing about yourself. And people say show must go on, right? So never stop. Just try your way to make money. I know situation might be tough. That happened with me as well. And I had actually we had a sad story. My wife had first two pregnancies that both were ectopic, right? So we have a bad story as well, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Life, it's a life. Bad thing can happen.
Life happens to us.
Sorry? Yeah, exactly.
Life happens to us, yeah.
Yeah. So if you take a positive part of the life, you have two hands, you have 2 ears, you have two legs working. Life is beautiful.
Of course.
Life is too short to complain about, I would say.
I like it.
And I always tell my wife, there is no reason to cry. Just find the way so that you can feel happy about yourself and happy about your family, which is me only here for now. So never think negative. Be optimistic.
I understand, man. But if somebody doesn't have money, man, they don't have food, they don't have money. You know, when the rain comes, look, I'm asking you this question, but not because I don't know the answer. I want to hear it from you because I'm telling you, when I was growing up, you know, we used to get wet inside. When the rain used to come, we used to get wet inside. Our house used to have holes in the roof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We come from a far way. But what I'm saying to you, I'm only asking you because I know you came from India, you came here to Canada, and obviously not here, but I'm in the UK. You came to Canada, you really worked hard. So I'm saying I want you to give somebody who is listening something that would make them have a mental shift to say, okay, the thing that cannot better the situation. What is the one thing that you can say to them, just make them think, I can do it? Any tips you have for them?
When I had a bad time, I used to do yoga, right? So yoga is a way to refresh your mind. Every morning I used to do yoga as a breathing exercise that will refresh your mind in the morning. And then I read one book that's called Millionaires Mindset. I guess you must have heard about it.
I know the book by T. Harv.
T. Harv, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I must suggest everyone to read that book. I mean, that book is really good.
Amazing.
Even if you're broke, you read that book and because that book is free for the audiobook, right? So you can use it for free. And if you have a YouTube connection, you can listen it for free. You listen that book, and you believe me, I mean that will shift your mind to do something positive.
I love it.
Even if you're broke, some kind of good readings, I would say, good reads will help you. Basically, what do you want to do all the time is personal development. I mean, you can make like millions of dollars, but if you don't have a personal character in you, that $1 billion will not. You cannot use that $1 billion in a proper way, I would say.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, man.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, I mean, what you were saying is about people who don't hear. The book is called The Millionaire Mindset by T. Is it T. Harv?
T. Harv, yeah.
Yeah, T. Harv is a great book. I do a talk on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a new dropping conversation app. If people follow me on Insta as Roy Cumberbatch, matter of fact, on Instagram I am money_MGT_EDU. If you go to my profile, I've got this book. I got a book cover, and I got 13 good books for people to listen to actually find and read. You know, including As a Man Thinketh, including Rich Dad Poor Dad. All these great books people can read. And as Gurang said, you can actually get the audio version for free. And you want to think really, you want to have a good, strong mindset. You want to surround yourself with positive people. If you don't have, you can have, but you got to have a positive mindset. Man, that's great. That's great.
And I want to tell you one more thing. Someone told me that you might live for 100 years. If you're lucky enough to live 100 years. But the reputation you create about yourself, that lives longer than you. So
like it.
Make a good reputation, not just for show off, but make a good reputation so that you stay in people's mind forever, right? So for example, what we can say?
I know, man. Still think. I know what you mean. I'm getting what you're saying, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. So just make a good reputation that lives longer than you, I would say. So
of course, it's all about leaving a legacy, right? So for example, I started doing this. I came from a really humble background. I started doing my podcast, doing my YouTube channel. I've got a book out there. And I believe that even after I have passed, that my stuff will still be on this earth. People will still be listening to my podcast. People will still be, listening to, my YouTube channels. People will still be doing so. I want to leave a mark, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, what you want to do, people want to do is that they want to have an expectation, as Gurang said. I love that Gurang has an expectation that outlive you. So don't just set your expectation, say, I want to live to 90 or 100 years. Have a 1,000-year expectation. That's kind of leaving a legacy, right?
Exactly. Live short, but live long.
Yeah, I understand. Live short, but have a long life strategy, for generations to come. Man, that's a great topic, man. I'm so happy that you've been on this show. So look, talk to me. What is like the biggest breakthrough you've had in terms of financial success? What are some of the biggest breakthroughs you had in terms of maybe a windfall? So look, I'm asking you this, right? Because we talk about you coming from employee already. Yeah. We know employee, you can make some money. That's called linear income. There's also passive income, which I think you're making money from passive income right now. You can also have a windfall, which is like, you win the lottery or you have equity. And you can also have, I can't think of it right now. So what did I say? Linear income, you got passive income. Then you can leverage. You can have leverage income where you borrow money to make money. So talk to me about the biggest income you've had and what kind of income was it?
Right now I have the house, right?
Yeah.
So basically I do not lend the money because in Canada there is something called HELOC, HELOC. It's called Home Equity Line of Credit.
Yeah, and right? I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the way. I mean, you can get line of credit on your, that's an unsecured line of credit. That's why banks charge more interest on that money. For example, 10,000, 20,000, but they charge 10% or 12% interest if you don't pay money in time, right? But when you got HELOC, it's a secure line of credit, right?
Yeah.
For example, if you have a house equity of, for example, if you buy a house here today for $100,000, right? And after 3 years, that value goes to $300,000. So you have a $200,000 equity in your house, right? So when you go to the bank and say, hey, I want HELOC against my house, so you can get up to 80% on those $200,000 value. So basically, you can get maximum up to $160,000. You can borrow it from the bank, and bank charge 2.49% simple interest only. There is no other interest, just 2.49 simple. So let's say if you have a mortgage with the bank, you can use the same concept to pay off mortgage 7 to 8 years faster than your amortization time. Generally, mortgages are like 25 or 30 years, right? In Canada, if you pay 20% down, they can give you for 30 years. And in the other case, you have 25 years to pay. But you can use that home equity to pay off the mortgage faster, 6 to 7 years. So why don't we use bank's money to pay off our mortgage faster, right? That's the way that people doesn't know that this way they can pay mortgage faster, right? So
that's an advanced strategy, man.
That's where we come into play. Bank will give you that strategy when you just have 4 or 5 years left for the mortgage, but by then you already paid so much interest, right? So, and when you buy a house, first 10 years you are just paying interest only. You are not paying any principal, right? So,
of course not. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's amazing. Many people don't actually understand finance. They don't understand how mortgage works. They don't understand how banking works. I mean, you said a big thing there, right? So I'm going to share this story for people who are listening to this. I actually I was in just inside of becoming mortgage free, right? Because every time I remortgaged, what I did is that I shortened the years, and then I also overpaid. So, literally after 15 years, I was almost mortgage free on a mortgage that initially I took out for 25 years, right? Because every 2 years I shortened the period.
Mm-hmm,
no, instead of going mortgage free, I leveraged the equity. I took the equity out and I went and leveraged it. So that's why this is called leverage income. You take the money out, you leverage it, you leave the property there, you rent the property out, you take the money, you invest the money in different properties, you get equity, you keep leveraging up. So I was asking you the question, from all the money that you potentially have made, there's not a personal question. It's just saying, what has been your biggest financial success?
See, Roy, because before joining to this business, I even didn't think about finance because I am from engineering background, so we don't learn finance in engineering.
Yeah.
But I came here and I studied first time, and I studied in a technology management program, right? In that, I had a subject called finance. So that made me, because I was good at that subject, right? But at that time, I never thought that I'm going to be opening my own business, right? So, so far, I've been so lucky because my wife is also making same money as me.
Yep.
So for now, because I didn't quit my job yet, I'm just doing this business as a part-time, but still I'm making good money.
I got it. So you have a side hustle while you have your job. Is that correct?
Yeah. Basically, I used to work 13 hours a day, and I worked that 2 years straight, 13 hours a day. Me and my wife both work like 14 hours a day, 13, 14 hours a day.
So half of the time on your job, half of the time on your side hustle?
No. In the past. Because remember I told you I couldn't work for like 2 months because of my disease. So I had a $10,000 debt on my shoulder, right? So I have to give them money, right? So we worked hard like 2 years, 14 hours a day, me and my wife both, and we pay off my debt, and then we moved
14
here.
hours a day. What, was it an IT company you worked for?
No, coffee company and all. I told, right? Coffee company and the retail shop.
Wow. 14 hours a day, man. Man, you are an example, man. You work for 14 hours a day just to pay off your debt in a coffee shop. You know something? I want you to explain to people just on your own understanding, just in your mind. And obviously we haven't had a pre-talk before. There is no script on this podcast. As I said to you, I don't use a script. You don't use a script. I just come on, I just ask questions. I just have a conversation. So tell me, explain to me, I know that you don't have a finance background. Explain to me, what do you understand about asset versus liabilities?
Asset is the thing that you have in possession of yourself. For example, house is your asset, car is your asset, right? Any bonds, stocks, those are your assets, right? And liability that you have to pay to the third party, like contractors or anything. For example, if you have a debt, mortgage is kind of liability. Example of liability is mortgage, right? So liability is anything that you have to pay out to the people.
I got it. Let me challenge you, right? I'll challenge you on this. You're a good guy, and I'm going to challenge you, right? Because in the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki says this, and I kind of agree with him. He says your house that you're living in is not an asset, right? Because effectively, your house takes money away from you. As a matter of fact, your house, you don't actually own your house either, because your house is owned by the bank. You got a mortgage, you know what I mean? So all you're doing is that you're hoping to own your house one day. Your house is not really an asset. Of course, if your house has equity, and then you can use the equity and leverage the equity. The equity, I guess, is your money because you have got the increase in value from the time you've been there. Your car is not an asset because your car doesn't give you money. You know what I mean? But if your car is used for work, it can be an asset. So I'm just saying, I hear you. I think you kind of giving me your perspective on it, and that's fair enough. But I personally am towards the Robert Kiyosaki side. Because a lot of people think that their house and their car is an asset. It's only an asset if it gives you money.
Exactly.
And do you agree to that?
A house is a dead investment, I would say.
It's the what?
House is a dead investment. I mean, you cannot sell one of your bedroom to make money out of it. You have to sell the entire house, right? You cannot I want to sell just one bedroom of my house to make money out of it. So basically, a house is a dead investment. So if you're thinking the house is a good investment, it's not. You have to sell the entire house to realize the profit out of it, right? But instead of selling it, you can, as you said, you can use the equity on your house money.
Refinance.
You can refinance your mortgage, right? So perfect. That's the thing.
Yeah,
that's a smart thing that you can do. That banks never tell the normal people because banks have to make money, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we educate people.
Go on. Go ahead.
Sorry. You go ahead. No, that's fine.
No, you said earlier on that you want to have maybe you currently have 7 people. You want to have hundreds of people. You want to make a lot of money. So at some point in time, I think you are going to transition. You're going to stop doing your job and go to your side hustle, your business full time. Am I correct?
Yes.
So what do you think you need to have in place before you quit your job and go and do this business that you have full time?
For now, I'm looking for at least 10 grand a month. If I consistently make 10 grand a month, 6 months in a row.
Revenue or profit?
That's called no. That's my salary. I mean, after doing everything. That's profit, you can say. That's
the profit, I mean, your free cash flow.
Yeah, exactly, cash flow. 10,000 cash flow in a 6 months straight. I'll quit my job because if I can make $10,000 a month as a part time, so if I leverage myself in this business full time, just I can't imagine how much I can make it, right? So
yeah, I understand. Yeah. So your advice for anybody who wants to leave the job and go into a business is to make sure that the side hustle pays them enough money first. Yeah. Is that correct?
Yes, and I never. I mean, I have 7 people, and I never told them to quit their full-time job. No.
Okay, I got
because
that.
you want to make sure that this business is for you or not, right?
Yeah, I mean that's my approach, and I agree with that approach. Actually, I mean my approach in jumping into my business has been a bit different. I just make sure that I had enough cash, what they call cash reserves, to last me. I forecasted that. Look, if I have enough cash reserves to last me for 1 year. Or even 2 years, I can do it, and I always suggest to people, business owners who wants to scale their business up to have a lot of cash flow, because obviously COVID hit, and if you don't have cash reserves, then, when the revenue stop coming in, then you will get impacted. But I mean, I understand your strategy, do your job and build up your side hustle till your side hustle overtakes your job. Is that correct?
Yeah. Because my job is a fixed income, right? Let's say, for example, right now I have a job of 50 grand. That's gonna be fixed for a year, right? There's no one gonna take 50,000 from me unless I quit my job. But my business is such as if I don't get a customers, if I don't get a client, my money will stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to make sure that my cash flow stays continuously on a continuous basis, and then you can quit your job or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, everyone is different. As Tony Robbins says, if you want to take the island, burn the boat. So I'm telling you, as I'm listening to you and I'm hearing you, if you want to really go for your business, at some point in time, you got to put a plan in place, and you got to fire the boss. You got to fire the boss and go after it, Because, having that job there's a 50,000 security, it's all right, it's good. But you gotta have a plan. You gotta have a plan for how you're going to transition into. I'm not saying leave your job tomorrow. I'm saying have a plan. Have a plan.
Makes sense. It makes sense. And the good thing, the thing is, I already bought the house, right? And I have to worry about the mortgage payment as well, right? So that's why there's no point for me to quit the job.
Yeah. I understand. You have the mortgage, you have the family, you have the this.
And I have a good partner in crime. That she is really good in planning and planning finance. So and she's also a part of my business, but she's not active yet. But she also has her own job, so she's not active yet. But I'm the only one man show for now.
That's all right. That's all right. You will do well, man. You will do very well. Let me ask you this: what does the term financial intelligence mindset means to you?
Okay, I will say just in one sentence. Okay.
Yeah.
So financial intelligence is instead of you working hard for money, you should know how to make money work hard for you. That's only thing. That's only sentence I can say about financial intelligence, right? So because you don't want to work like 24/7 to make money, but you want to make your money work 24/7 for you, right? That's called financial intelligence, right?
Yeah, I like it. So you want to be smarter with your money. You want to be smarter with your money. Make your money work for you. That can work. That can work. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you this then. You are in Canada, you're Gaurang Patel. If someone is in Canada, they want to connect with you, they want to find out more about what you do, how can they find you? Where can they find you? Are you on social media?
I am on Facebook, I'm on Insta. I'm on Snapchat.
Hmm.
If you're on the Facebook, my name is Gaurang Patel and my email address is gaurang_Patel_64 @yahoo.com. If they want to find me using, and I'm on LinkedIn as well, GB Patel 288.
Okay, GB Patel, 288. Is
GB
that it?
288.
Okay, yeah.
That's for my Insta and that's for my LinkedIn as well. GB Patel 288 8 @gmail.com.
Wow. Sorry. So GB Patel.
Mm-hmm.
So
28
just
8
give us the email again.
GB Patel 288 @gmail.com. That's my email for LinkedIn, Insta. Oh, sorry, LinkedIn and Insta, right? Sorry,
Cool,
LinkedIn
cool.
only. And for Insta is Facebook, right? So for the Facebook, it's Gaurang B Patel _64 @yahoo.com. That's my
Oh,
email for Facebook and Insta.
I understand. But yeah, people can just find you as Gurang Patel, Gaurang, Gurang Patel. And Gurang Patel, you know, it's been a heartfelt pleasure having you here and just sharing with us your journey, you know what I mean? Make sure you
Yeah,
connect with me on LinkedIn as well, because I put this
sure.
out on LinkedIn, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Connect
sure.
with me on LinkedIn. And for anybody listening to this podcast, you know, I've been going for a while now. I think this is going to be episode 21, I believe, if not more. I've started my financial business and investing academy. If anyone is listening and they want to join my academy, do send me an email as well at roy@racmax.com, RACMACS.com. I want to get you in on the academy where we'll be sharing some advanced strategies that we've been discussing here today, like how to make your money work for you. So Gurang, it's been a heartfelt pleasure, man, having you on the podcast. I mean, you have shared some real gems here, man. Some of them advanced strategies that you are working on right now. And I really look forward to, you know, to having you again, you know, when you start to make some bigger millions, right? So with that in mind, I want to wish you all the very best wishes, all right? Thanks for coming
Thank you
on.
so much. Pleasure is all mine, Roy. Thank you so much.
Yes.